Time travelers, welcome, and welcome new time travelers. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy learning about history, one event at a time, not only from the US but also from around the world, then don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're going to start out in 1713, when Spain and Great Britain signed one of the treaties of Utrecht, this one giving Gibraltar and Minorca to Great Britain. In 1787, the U.S. Congress passed the Northwest Ordinance of 1787, which laid the basin for the government of the Northwest Territories for the admission of its constituent parts as states of the Union. On this day in 1797, John Paul Martin led a leader of the radical Montagnard faction during the French Revolution, was stabbed to death in his bath by Charlotte Corday, a young Gordian supporter who subsequently guillotined. In 1832, Henry Rowe Schoolcraft identified the source of the Mississippi River as Lake Issaquah in Minnesota. Moving on to 1861, when General George B. McClellan and Union troops defeated Confederate forces in northwestern Virginia, an area that subsequently became West Virginia. Now, in 1878, the Treaty of Berlin was signed, replacing the Treaty of San Stefano, which had ended the last of the Russo-Turkish wars. Now, we make a stop in 1939 when, backed by trumpeter Harry James, American singer Frank Sinatra recorded his first single, From the Bottom of My Heart. The following year, in 1940, Department of State and Justice interpreted U.S. immigration law to permit an unlimited number of refugee children from Europe to enter the USA as visitors. 2 years later, in 1942, American actor Harrison Ford, who was perhaps best known for playing charismatic rogues as in the Star Wars and Indiana Jones films franchise, was born. 1985 is when the benefit concert Live Aid was held simultaneously at Wembley Stadium in London and JFK Stadium in Philadelphia. Organized by Bob Geldof and Midge Ure, the event drew an estimated 1.5 billion television viewers and raised millions of dollars for feminine relief in Ethiopia. There was actually a movie where they showed that Queen actually played at I forget if it was Wembley Stadium or JFK Stadium. Either way, Queen performed there. Moving on to 9 years after the turn of the century, in 2009, Iraq's National Association Football, or American soccer team, played its first game in Baghdad. The next year, in 2010, American businessman George Steinbrenner, who, while principal owner of the New York Yankees, became one of the most controversial personalities in Major League Baseball, died at the age of 80. 2016 is when Theresa May, the Conservative Party leader, became the second woman Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, replacing David Cameron, who resigned after the country voted to leave the European Union. And finally, the following year, in 2017, Chinese writer and human rights activist Liu Xiaobo, who advocated for democratic reforms and was the first Chinese citizen to be awarded in 2010 the Nobel Peace Prize, died at the age of 61. And with that, we return to 2024 and our current history. Until next time.